Hi, Richard Dennis here, with another in my series of short biographies of notables of the early 20th century who are forgotten today. Léon Kochnitzky was a poet, musician, and noted art critic. He was also, for a short time, a key member of Gabriele D'Annunzio's inner circle during the occupation of the city of Fiume, when he was charged with organizing the League of Fiume. Born in Belgium on August 2, 1892, he studied law and philosophy in Brussels, and later received a degree in philosophy from the University of Bologna. He began writing poetry in his late teenage years and became an admirer of Gabriele D'Annunzio. Kochnitzky finally met his idol in Rome in 1919. Infatuated, he stole one of D'Annunzio's gloves and retained it as a souvenir. Later that year, after D'Annunzio had led a band of veterans and army deserters to occupy the city of Fiume, Kochnitzky followed and soon was set to work reviewing foreign press accounts of the occupation and drafting press releases. He left the city in December, troubled by the turbulence in the city arising from a government-sponsored referendum on the city's future, but returned in January when D'Annunzio canceled the vote and retained power. D'Annunzio appointed him Minister for Foreign Affairs and charged him with organizing the League of Fiume. Kochnitzky set to work. With few resources and not much help from D'Annunzio besides a few speeches, Kochnitzky reached out to sympathetic nations and popular movements to gain international support for the occupation of Fiume. This effort soon broadened into a plan for establishing a new world order in which oppressed people from all over the world would throw off their oppressors, including the imperialist countries like Britain and France. He saw the League of Fiume as an anti-League of Nations meant to liberate people. In short order, he had established links with insurgents from Egypt, Ireland, India, Turkey, and Spain. Promises were made to them for funds and weapons to aid their struggles, but lack of money hampered attempts to follow up. He reached out to the Soviet Union for support without success. Fiume soon exhausted the funds and arms it was able to dispense, and D'Annunzio lost interest in the League. By July of 1920, Kochnitzky had fallen from favor. He resigned and returned to Rome, where he began the next phase of his life. His abrupt exit did not prevent him from publishing a memoir of his Fiume experience, describing the whole thing, and especially D'Annunzio and Guido Keller, in glowing terms. Kochnitzky wrote and published several volumes of poetry, including a French translation of Shakespeare's sonnets. In 1940, he moved to the United States, but returned to Europe after the end of World War II. He turned his attention to art and became a noted critic. In 1948, he published Negro Art in Belgian Congo, in which he demolished prevailing misunderstandings and underappreciation of African art. He showed by word and by photos the beauty and sophistication of the art and described its influence on contemporary European artists, including Pablo Picasso and Paul Klee. Another of his books was Adolphe Sax and His Saxophone, published in 1949, a short biography of the Belgian musician who invented the saxophone in the early 1840s. In the 1950s, Kochnitzky made several extended trips to Africa and to Pakistan and India. He passed away in May 1965 at the age of 73. Now, I'm not aware of any biographies of Léon Kochnitzky in English, and even the Italian ones are out of print. The best sources I was able to locate about the man and the League of Fiume are D'Annunzio, the First Duce, by Michael A. Ledeen, and Gabriele D'Annunzio, Poet, Seducer, and Preacher of War, by Lucy Hughes Hallett, both of which dedicate a few pages to the subject. I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at one of the fascinating people who influenced the 20th century through their words and actions. Join me again in a couple of weeks for another of the prominent men and women who deserve to be remembered. And please check out my novel, Fiume Restoral, on sale on Amazon and other fine retail sites.